Okay, let's show you how to acquire this software then. What we're going to do is go over to simulationcraft.org/download.html. The link will be in the description down below. Once you get over here, you're going to click here for the nightly builds. And this page is going to come up. It's going to look as if the page is broken, but it's not broken. This is just where you can download all the different programs. If you look here, there's different updates every few days. Bugs get fixed, different things change, hot fixes. Anytime there's changes to the classes, you want to be coming and downloading the latest build. I tend to do it every reset, just so that I can get my character optimized in case there's been like a bug happened and the bug's been fixed in Simulationcraft and you need to get the updated software. So what we're going to do is download the exe file, or you can download the zip if you prefer to do it that way, and then you install the software. Once you install it, it will open, and then you will have this screen here, apart from it will be inside a program. After that, we're going to go over to the CUS website, and we're going to search for Simulationcraft. Again, the link will be in the description down below. And what we're going to do is install this into our WoW game files. It goes into the interface folder and then into add-ons folder. It's called Simulationcraft. The link for this page is going to be down below. Just drag it in the same way you would do with any other add-on that you use. While we're still on the CUS website, we're going to be searching for Pawn. This add-on here is really good, and it uses the information that we're going to generate to give us stat weights, and the program is going to tell us what pieces of gear is an upgrade and what pieces of gear are not an upgrade. Okay, so we have the software installed and loaded up. It will look like the web page that you downloaded it from. That is very normal, but you do have the tabs up the top. We're going to be looking at the options tab straight away. We're going to make sure it's set to one target, because there's only going to be one target in this simulation. If you do want to do it over like a council fight, you can set it to 3 if you want. Everything else should be pretty much set for you. The raid boss thing, it needs to obviously be set to a raid boss. Patchwork, there's not been a patchwork fight since patchwork. But basically patchwork just means all out single target. You're just doing your rotation without anything moving, no interruption, getting the optimal DPS. Now you can change this up to Helter Skelter, Ultraxian, whatever you want. If you hover over it, it will actually tell you what everything does. So you can set it to a specific fight type, and yeah, it'll basically kind of give you that simulation that will work more towards that fight if you're not just spanking the boss the whole fight. Now, the other thing you want to be looking at is your fight length. If you killed a boss in 5 minutes the week before, you want to be looking at dropping this to 4.5 minutes and simulating it for 4.5 minutes, because you're going to be doing more damage than you did the week before. You want to set the varying length to 20%. This means that it will take 20% off the fight and on the fight, so you'll get a rough idea of what kind of DPS you're going to be simulating over that time period. Now, the big one that we're actually going to look at, right, we're going to go to scaling here, and we're going to make sure you turn on enable scaling. This is going to be for stats. You want to make sure this is definitely on. You want to be coming down the bottom, and you want to make sure agility is checked, crits checked, haste is checked, mastery, versatility. I also check weapon damage just to make sure, like, it kind of gives you an incline of relics, as relics going to be worth, because it makes your weapon damage higher. But again, it's not going to be that beneficial, to be honest. Just make sure you've got all these 4 stats checked, and agility, because we are an agility class, obviously. Now, once you've got that, we are ready for the import. So what we do is we go to the import screen, the import tab here, and then you go to sample profiles. All these sample profiles for all these classes have been made by theory crafters, and they've been implemented into Simulationcraft. All the theory crafters contribute to this program, and yeah, they basically put all the information in, and this will give us a set, maybe like rotation and stats and different things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Rogue down here, and you see a list of everything. Tier 19 is Nighthold, tier 20 is the current tier to Musagaris, and you have assassination, exsanguinate, assassination, outlaw, outlaw slice and dice, death from above, subtlety build, and I'm guessing that's going to be the mark for death one. What we're going to do is look at assassination. So what I want to do is go to assassination, T20. It doesn't really matter whether you go to heroic or mythic here, because we're going to be importing our own gear in. So what we're going to do is just go to mythic, and we will get this screen up here, right? Loads and loads of text. Now if you look down, it will basically give you a list of information, set rules, when to use combo points, when to not use combo points. A lot of this stuff complicates people, but here's the big thing: you don't need to touch anything here. I'm going to show you a really quick way of doing this to import your character into this without doing anything. It's just a quick copy paste and everything is complete. Okay, now we go in game and we type in the chat box /simc and we get text here on the screen, right? We don't really need to deal with any of this. All we're going to do is the very top part, we're going to copy. We'll come back over into our simulation program and you'll see the similar piece of text at the top. All we're going to do is paste. As simple as that. We go back into the game and we go to our gear here. You'll see it says head, legs, everything else, down to the offhand. Now, what you're going to do is copy. Once you're back here in Simulationcraft, you're going to scroll right down to the very bottom. You're not going to touch anything else. And you'll see down here a very similar part that says head, neck, shoulders, back, everything else. You highlight everything there and then paste. Right? As simple as that. Now that's now using the rotation that is being created by theory crafters and everything else, with certain rules that's being applied to the rotation, like use finishers on set amount of combo points, everything else. The only thing that we did was go to the top. We copied in from game the top part over the top part here, scrolled right down to the very bottom and copied our gear into the place here. So what we've done initially is transfer our character's information from game into this set rotation, and then all we need to do is click simulate. Now simulate can take up to like 5 minutes depending on how quick your processor is, so sometimes you just really need to wait. Okay, the simulation results are in. Up here you're going to see your DPS. My DPS simulation is pretty bad because my gear's pretty bad. I'm just back from a break in the game, but we're not here to talk about my DPS. What we are here to talk about is what can we gain from simulating our character. Well, if you want to get really advanced, you can go through this and see where your damage is coming from. You can see how good each stat is specifically for you. This is an optimization of your character, not the class, not the spec, your specific character and your current gear. So what this means is every time that you equip new pieces of gear, you want to come back in here, import everything back in, run another simulation, and it will give you new results. The reason that you do it after every piece of gear is because the more that you get of one stat, that stat will become less beneficial towards you and it will make the other stats better. So if somebody tells you go master the crit versus haste, that might not be best for what you are currently wearing gear wise. So what you want to do is optimize your character, and this is why we do this. So if you activated the scaling and the options at the start of the video and you didn't skip that part, this will appear on your screen here. It's called a pawn string. Now you can't use anybody else's pawn string, you need to use your pawn string. You need to generate your own and you need to use it. Because if you use somebody else's, it will tell you how to optimize towards their gear, and yeah, that doesn't work. I've seen some people passing pawn strings around. It doesn't really work that way. You need to use a pawn string that is specific for your character and the gear that you are wearing. Now, once you get this, what you're going to do is from the bracket to the other bracket, you're going to copy this and we'll come back in game. Once you're back in game, you're going to bring up your character info and you'll see down here that you're going to have a pawn. Right, click the button And what's going to happen is you're going to get thrown into this screen here. What you're going to be doing is go to scale, you're going to click import, and you're going to paste what you copied from your simulation pawn string result. Make sure it's got the brackets at either side and click OK. Now, if it implements in properly, it will come up with your name. What you want to do is go to scale and rename. I'm going to call this Assass Poison. Yeah, we're going to call it Assass Poison, right? We know it's simulated for a poison build, right? Then we're going to change the color to green, just so it's easier to see. Because unfortunately, the box standard ones that come with the software, you can't delete them, and it's really annoying. So they appear as yellow, but the one I'm looking for will appear as green. Now, what do I mean appear as green? Why did we simulate everything? Basically, this pawn string is going to make gear choices for us, because we've now told the game and that add-on that we're looking for specific stats. Simulationcraft has told us how much we get per stat, how much DPS per 1 point of mastery, let's say. So it will now check all our gear or any piece of gear that we hover over, and it will tell us how big an increase it is. So I've unequipped an item in my bag, and I'm going to hover over this item here, and you will see this is a much higher item level, and you'll see down the bottom of the tooltip it says Assassination Poison. That's the one we're going to look at. That's whatever you typed and called it, that's the one you're going to be looking at. If it just says Assassination, Outlaw, Subtlety, do not look at it. You're looking at the one we changed to green, and this says it's a 38% item level upgrade. So what we're going to do is equip it, and yeah, then you can also go looking through your bag, and you can see if any other green text comes up and says it's an upgrade for you specifically. Once you've equipped everything that it says is an upgrade for you, what you want to do is simulate your character again and just import the string back in again, and just make sure that nothing has changed. Because if you've added, say, like 4 items that have got mastery might have become a weaker stat, so you might need to remove one of those items and replace it with something else. And it's really as simple as that, guys. There's no hard numbers, there's no hard maths, and there's nothing really complicated about this. All you need to do is simulate your character after every piece of gear that you obtain, gain your new stats, copy it in, and check your gear in your bags, and you will be on your way to becoming a DPS overlord. Now, this is a very, very, very entry level video. We will be making more complex videos on Simulationcraft, where we will show you how to simulate pieces of gear you don't already have, and see what relics is better than other relics before you put them in. And we're going to do all that good thing, but for a very entry level video, I wanted to keep it really basic, and I just wanted to get people making gear choices without having to ask other people or go into Discords and get told, yeah, go sim yourself, that kind of thing. So now you have the knowledge to do it by yourself. We make weekly rogue content. We've got the Outlaw, Assassination and Subtlety Rogue Guide on YouTube. This is a follow-up video from them to teach people how to simulate your character to get best results. So if you do want to see weekly World of Warcraft rogue content as well as Warcraft content, be sure to like, follow and subscribe. Please smash the like button on this video. Let's try and get it to 500 likes. If we reach 500 likes, I will do the follow-up videos. And yeah, if the interest is there, I'll make the video, guys. This has been a guide from Infectious Gaming, and I'm out of here.